Hi there, here's mental coach Shatov from the Tennis Academy Ball Planet in Magdeburg, Germany. Welcome to another edition of my mental training online program. 2 weeks ago we talked about visualization and last week we talked about affirmations. Today we're continuing our discussion, our program, with something that's very close to affirmations called concentration. And concentration is simply the ability to focus our mind on a single thought for a certain period of time. And we are all able to concentrate when we have to. For example, when we go to work, we have to be focused, we have to do our job well, because a lot of our life depends on it. But once we go home, things change. We have Facebook, we have WhatsApp, we have Google and YouTube, we have television and videos and all kinds of other things, radio, and our thoughts get dispersed. We waste a lot of time by doing nothing because we're not concentrated on anything. And let me give you an exercise right from the start today to try to make my point more clear. Imagine that for 1 whole minute you would close your eyes and you will not think about anything. You would block any thought that comes into your mind. And by thought I mean anything. It could be thinking or voice in your head or just thinking what I'm going to do today, when is this over, or I have to prepare my meal, or I have to shower, in the evening I have to go shopping. These are all thoughts. You have to try to block it so that you will not hear anything, you will not think anything. A visualization is also not allowed, of course, like seeing your boss or your colleagues, your friends in your mind while having your eyes closed is also thinking about them. So this is not just a complete blackout for 1 minute. And no later than 60 seconds after this exercise, you would realize that this is not as easy as it sounds. It's actually might be almost impossible for somebody who is just starting doing it. And here's another exercise. It should be a bit easier, but still I think many of you will not succeed in it. Again, for 1 minute, try to focus your mind, your attention, your thoughts on just one thing. For example, your meal, your dinner today. Imagine the plate, what is in it or on it. Is it fruit, vegetable, is it potatoes, or some kind of meat, steak maybe, and how big they are, how good they taste, and how they smell. How good the food smells, maybe how it tastes, but nothing else. Do not think about who you're dining with, who you're eating with. Don't think about your work. Don't think about how much time you would have after this or before this, or don't think about your hobbies or playing tennis or whatever. Just think about your meal for 1 whole minute without a distraction. Force your mind to stay on the plate where your meal is. And you will notice that again, you will not be successful. Most likely you will, maybe after 10 seconds, maybe after 50 seconds, maybe after 30 seconds, you would start thinking about something else, or a thought would pop up. Oh, as soon as I do it, I have to do this and that. And that's over already. You've lost your concentration. You've allowed this thought to penetrate your mind even though you didn't want to. And of course, 1 minute is just the beginning. The longer you try to do it, the more difficult it is. And if you had done the exercises from last week, the affirmation exercises, you would actually be familiar with this and you would have expected this, because affirmation was actually exactly the same thing. The affirmation had the idea of forcing you to concentrate on just one thought, the one that you were affirming. And of course the idea was not to just affirm it and repeat it mechanically, like automatically, while at the same time thinking about something else. The idea was, of course, to repeat it and to be thinking about it for the whole 5 minutes. And what I would expect is that at the latest, by minute 2, most of you gave up. Most of you either allowed other thoughts to come into their minds, or you said, I don't need it, I don't have to do it, I did 2 minutes, I can do it even 5, but I don't have to, and you stopped. I believe most of you did this because it's difficult to force ourselves to think about just one thing. And today it was the same thing, concentrating the mind, but just without affirming anything. Now, why should I do this? Why do I have to focus your mind on one thing or nothing at all? Well, here's the thing. Let me give you an example. You have to imagine that you are at home and you have to pick up a chair and move it somewhere else. We're talking about a very light chair that weighs no more than 1 or 2 kilograms. But you only use your 2 fingers for it. 2 fingers. It's not gonna be so easy. Maybe you have to struggle. Maybe you have to pull it instead of carry it because you won't be able to hold it in the air for such a long time. Your fingers will start hurting, maybe. It will not be a comfortable experience. But then if you use your whole body, your full energy and strength, and use your arms and legs and back and all the muscles that you have, you wouldn't even notice the chair because 2 kilograms is nothing. In fact, you might not even be, you wouldn't need to use 100%. You maybe pick it up with 50% and still will not feel anything. And the same is with our goals. If I want to achieve a goal, but I use only 5% or 2% of my attention for it, I channel only 2% of my thoughts towards this goal, and I think about it just twice a day, but at the same time I think about completely other things, well, I will not achieve it, of course. If it's a very light and easy goal, easy to achieve, yeah, maybe 2% would be enough actually. But if it's a difficult goal, a large goal, significant goal, one that takes effort, then I will need my 100%. And even then I might have to struggle, but using my full power, full concentration is of course going to bring me along to benefit. I'm going to benefit from it a lot more than if I just use 2%. And there's no wonder why I'm not achieving my goals if I'm not focused on them. If I don't channel any of my energy towards them, then I won't achieve them. This is as obvious as it gets. So that's the reason why we're doing this. Try it at home, see if it works, have fun with it. Until next week.